First of all, I say this, stress is not all bad. There's a curve to stress. There's a point where stress actually helps create motivation and or movement and or learning. So if you're not hungry, for example, you aren't going to go find food. Stress, in the way we're talking about in terms of, for example, Stress Awareness Month, is often referring to when stress goes too far. So that's the other side of the curve, when it's not actually helping, it's hindering. Really, the short answer is stop. Stop and reflect and see. And sometimes, again, talk to someone else, get another perspective on what's going on. But really, it's about slowing down and reflecting first to see if you can see something that's in your control that you can shift. But when we're moving in stress and moving like crazy and we're in survival, it's really difficult to do that. Resilience is often misunderstood by people, especially in the working world. People say, I'm resilient because I can just keep going and going and going and going. And so no, that's endurance. Resilience is actually more about your adaptability and your ability to recharge on the fly even when things are hard. So think of resilience like expanding the gas tank so you can hold more gas, but also being able to fill it while you're still driving. Resilience, in essence, is your ability to bounce back and adjust and learn from things, as well as being able to replenish, essentially, to make sure that you can keep functioning. So, whereas endurance is the gas tank itself and how big it is, right? When we're in stress mode all the time, so like a global pandemic, for example, or we've been working on this giant project at work for 12 months, nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, you've gone into your endurance tank. You're going down and down and down in the tank. Resilience is your ability to fill that tank on the fly. Resilience is your ability to maybe even expand the tank a little bit. But resilience requires awareness of the things that recharge, requires the ability to be adaptive. Resilience is about bouncing back, but not the same. It's about learning from and being more, essentially. So, tools, 1, stop now for a bit, somewhere, create some structure in the next week. Stop and just think, what actually feeds me? What actually helps me feel a little better? What actually gives me energy? And then give yourself permission to create some space for that. I had a great example, actually, of someone in another one of the resilience courses I was doing where they were saying, I had a whole list of things that they could choose from to think about designing an action. And she looked at I want to go to the gym, but I feel so selfish. And she's clearly not doing so well. She's talking, that's the whole point of this workshop. And I looked at her and said, self-care is not selfish. And she's worried about not being able to support the people around her, for example, or that people are going to judge. It's like, look, if you actually go to the gym and you are at your better self, everyone around you is better. All of your relationships are better. And part of the challenge is sometimes being able to have conversations with people around you that will allow you to give yourself permission to do the self-care thing, because it is not selfish. So, for example, you can look back at times in your life when you've dealt with uncertainty in the past and it worked. Look for evidence of that. The other things that often can help someone, and again, this is a longer play, and it's not as easy as it sounds, is notice and find and own your strengths. Confidence comes from recognizing the things that you do have that are strengths in yourself, and most people are really not good at finding those. It means actually pausing and looking and saying, I did that thing. Well, that's just me doing my job. Okay, well, what strengths did you use to do that? What strengths did you use to navigate that challenging situation with someone the other day? It might be diplomacy, it might be problem solving, it might be any number of things. But find and own your strengths as a starting point. It's really hard right now with the global pandemic. Everybody's tired. And if you're an individual and looking at this, then don't do it alone. Ask for help. I would offer also out to everyone, including the leaders out there, that losing sight of the fact that everyone's tired and just making that part of the normal, it's not. Give your people space. Give them support in ways that you think might, we can't afford that. I'm going to say this. You can't afford not to. Remember the people and lose sight of the numbers for a bit in this. This is an investment in your numbers longer term. So invest in your people by slowing down, letting them slow down a little bit. Push back where you need to in order to allow your people to get through this and be more resilient. Help them navigate change. Bring in people to support them. So stop, listen, and be curious. And then see what they need so you can ask. What do you need right now? What's going on? How can I help?